Toolscreen is probably the most revolutionary mod, okay, maybe second to ranked, that I'll ever use in Minecraft speedrunning because it allows me to have these cool overlays without putting in the effort to actually learn how to use OBS and go through the pain of having to use game capture when my computer just clearly did not know how to capture my Minecraft. But now I don't have to worry about that, and it's great. And one of my biggest problems is that I knew rebinding my keys was a good thing for speedrunning because you can optimize not having carpal tunnel. Like, for example, when I get a BT seed, I have F3 on F3 and my thin was on Y. So my hand looked like the spider. And I feared that I was going to get carpal tunnel. And I kind of do because whenever it's really hot and I feel nervous, I feel like electric bolts in my hands. And my mom said that's a sign of carpal tunnel. But also, I'm a little bit upset because I genuinely went through the effort of going through the OBS tutorial and making my macros on Jingle work on OBS. And at the time, I was still a single monitor user, so I was forced to use window capture. And even then, I still managed to make a setup. But now procrastinators, not like me, get rewarded because of a mod that does it for you. And when I'm in school, my mom made sure that I did not procrastinate my work until the very end so that I didn't have to go to bed at 3 a.m. Now, during spring break, I did go to bed at 3 a.m., but that's besides the point. Now that I have Toolscreen, I get to rebind everything to my liking. But when I tell my friend all of this, like new rebinding I have, he kind of makes fun of me because it's such a try-hard move. Like my F3 is on C now, and because of that, since F3 is on C and you need F3 plus C for Ninja Brain, I have to move C somewhere else. So my C is set to E, which is also my inventory button. But also, coming with all the F3 hotkeys, you have F3G, F3F. And for those who don't know, I press C with my index finger. It is my most flexible finger and is probably my only finger that can hit more than just 3 keys on my keyboard. Like for instance, my middle finger can only hit W, S, and X, and my ring finger hits Tab, Q, A, and Z, and also 1. But my index finger hits the entirety of 3 E, D, C, and 4 R, F, V, and my thumb is useless. It can only press spacebar and B, and my pinky is designated for control and shift. Anyways, on to my real subject. So today, when I was in school, I had this history teacher, and now it is a female history teacher, which is not a good thing because she is an a-hole teacher who purposely devalues a student as a human being and makes sure that you are not performing to her college level expectation of collaborating with other students who, by the way, I have no idea like their names, and I'm in quarter 4 of high school and I still don't know all the people's names, which by design is kind of a thing you should know according to my teacher for some reason. But today we were starting our last unit in our history class, and our teacher was going through like all of the, for some reason, controversial topics. Like she started listing like Native Americans, LGBTQ rights, racism in America, just all of these things that I really don't want to talk about because I am not active in this justice-based community. Now, with that, I sit in my desk is like, it's in groups of 4, and they're facing each other, and none are like facing like the front of the class. They're either facing the wall side or the door side. Not really wall side, but more like window side. But I sit like, my back is to the door, but I am on the door side, and I'm in the very front. And one of my friends, named Tucker, is in like the back right, but he's facing towards the door side, so we can both see each other very well. And my teacher went over the like controversial topics we were talking about, And then I look at my friend, and I started hitting the gritty for some reason, because I'm just dumb. But my teacher definitely saw that, and when she was passing out papers from past, for some reason, college level expected movie notes, then she said to both me and my friend Tucker, if you are uninterested in a topic, make it less verbal. And our friends, both me and Tucker's friends, have friends next to us, and we were both wondering what that meant, because it was the most vague statement of all time, even though our teacher outright says to be vague is really bad. But what me and my friend thought was that it was on the movie notes, because I didn't actually take notes. I just Googled it, and then I had 40 minutes of free time, which like is a great thing for me. But it turns out it was just the fact that she said LGBTQ rights at the very end, and then I looked at my friend and hit the gritty, and she made it like a really big deal for some reason. Like, well, she didn't say it to the whole class, but she had to bring me and my friend out, which like I guess it's a good thing, because her reasoning was just like, our unit involves something called lit circles, which is just you're gonna get a book that has one of these topics that she listed, and you're gonna talk with people in our group. But when I'm hitting the gritty, when she's saying LGBTQ rights, she probably thinks that students are gonna be offended, but she also expects these students to be like open-minded, and like expects like these students to react in a bad manner, which is just totally an assumption, which like is just, first of all, it's probably just wrong, because I get to use this card because I'm smart and she understands I'm smart. So I'm not like, I'm backing up my silliness because I am able to perform at a college level behavior. Now, this is not at all a college level history class. It's only because the teacher is making it a college level class. There's other teachers at our school who also teach U.S. history that just don't care what the kids write. And I understand it is like unfortunate, but also I'm just kind of a dog, so it doesn't apply to me. But it would be very nice to have. So once that entire thing was done, I feel like she just kind of forgot about that, because she never mentioned it once ever again to us. Probably just because it's a teacher thing, but Tucker was so worried that he was going to get like an email home that I was kind of hoping for it. But I knew that like I've seen this before, and I just didn't care about it. Because my parents already know that my history teacher is not a good teacher, and I've already talked to them about how bad and strict and devaluing of a teacher she is. So whatever I say to them, I won't get in trouble for, because I will devalue this situation so it makes her look bad, rather than the fact that I was grittying over LGBTQ rights to my friend. Also, my actions were not serious, my grading was not exaggerated, I was doing it sitting down, and also I did not plan on affecting anyone's emotions outside of me and my friends, and unfortunately my teacher saw it, which is the only reason why this story is being brought up.